What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Fat Mike. Today we will be talking about Hannity calling Joe Biden a derelict. And I will also be giving a piece of my 2 cents on how I feel about this stupid shit going on as well. So let's roll that shit.
And tonight, Joe Biden has completely and totally, frankly, just humiliated the United States on the world stage. Any confidence the world had in our country is now gone. Saigon, circa 1975, steroids. Former Defense Secretary and CIA Director Leon Panetta rightly calling it, Biden's Bay of Pigs. And thanks to the ill-fated actions of our derelict, low-functioning president, if you want to even say that, that's somewhat charitable. The absolute worst-case scenario has been playing out before our eyes. Biden ignoring the advice and the counsel of his top U.S. military commanders. They wanted the slow evacuation of U.S. troops based on conditions on the ground. He ignored the warnings from our intel on the ground, and now Afghanistan has fallen to the Islamic extremists, the Taliban, in record time.
Okay, so it's not a big shocker that he doesn't want to listen to any of his commanders. You know, he is a dictator, if you have not gotten this message by now. Look at all the orders that he pushed out. Signed like 50 of them, like day 2 of everything. You know, he is a dictator in the making. And if they get to pull what they really want to, then he will admit and come out to the public that they are dictators. You know, they're not going to come out before they have the complete power, you know. So when the right time is for them, they will announce that they are dictators, and we can't fucking wait around for that.
Kabul, they just said last week, it'll be 90 days, the earliest that they'll ever take over Kabul. It was overrun in a matter of hours. Taliban fighters, they're now in control of a massive stockpile, guess what, of Joe Biden, U.S. taxpayer paid for weapons, ammo, vehicles, other supplies abandoned during Biden's hasty retreat. He wasn't even smart enough to take our munitions out.
He didn't take the shit out because he was simply leaving that behind to help fund the terrorists that he's been funding. They've been funding these same terrorists, I believe, since before 9/11. I honestly think that even Bush is behind this shit, not only the Democratic Party, but that part of the Republican Party had something to do with this shit. Because not only did Joe Biden use that tactic to win the elections, but George W. Bush Jr. also used the same shit they did in 2021 to win the elections when he got it. To be honest, I don't even think, personally, I don't believe that bin Laden ever existed. I think that the Bush family created him and that he was purely an actor with a fake beard, all that shit, you know, the whole fucking 9 yards. I think they paid him to make false videos to create a scare tactic way to start that war. I mean, it wouldn't be the first false flag that this country started to start war.
Terrorists from al-Qaeda and ISIS, they were freed from multiple prisons all across this country. They soon will be plotting and planning their future terrorist attacks on all of the U.S. and the rest of the world, fomenting terror. The American flag lowered over our embassy, beyond humiliating, as diplomats hastily were evacuated by helicopter to the airport. The very thing Biden said wouldn't happen.
I don't even get why the fuck they're releasing these terrorists. I mean, some of them even have shit to do with 9/11. That's how long they've been arrested for. and they want to sit in there and say, oh, we haven't been charged with anything. My ass, if they haven't been charged. You've been sitting in a fucking cell for 16 fucking years in Guantanamo. My ass, they haven't been fucking charged with shit. Just like the fucking Democratic Party to try to clear up anybody from any crime they committed, but God forbid, you know, you do the slightest little thing though, you're a racist and you should be fucking in jail, right? They're fucking hypocrites. Well, of course, it's the complete opposite of what Joe Biden said shit was gonna be like. Haven't you got the memo, people? Everything that Joe Biden says is honestly the complete opposite. If he says something should be this way, it's going to be completely ass backwards. So, just like he said, oh, we're gonna take the slow method and shit, you know, and they're not gonna make us have to fly anybody out of there, you know. And exactly that happened. Exactly what you said, Joe, wasn't going to happen, happened. You are a failed president. You was a failed fucking congressman. You know, you should have never been in politics for 47 years. You shouldn't even have been in politics for more than 10 years, if that. Career politician for you, huh? It's a damn shame that these fucking politicians get to fucking make careers, lifelong careers out of this shit. But yet our own fucking presidents would be lucky to get 8 years. Most of the time, they can only serve at 4 years at a time. So, I mean, how many, I don't even honestly know how many presidents we've had that's only served one term. I don't believe it's been very many. But even fucking Obama, he was a complete fuck up. He only followed through with like one fucking thing, and that was your Obamacare shit that now everybody's trying to put their own fucking name on. Obamacare, Trump care, Biden care now. You know what I mean? I mean, God forbid if there's a new fucking new person after all these guys, whatever his fucking name is gonna be, it'll be whatever care too, right? It's a shame that our president is with the actual terrorists. And out of any time in history, this would be the best time for every American to arm up.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Joe, what are you doing? But before I show you guys this portion of the video, please be advised that within these videos, people have been harmed. You technically don't see any of that in the video. And for the people that are showing falling from this aircraft, you don't really see them. So, I mean, unless we had the cameras that they used, that there would be no way that you're going to be able to make any of that out in this video. I know that they try to make little circles around the people falling, but still then, you can't even really see them. So, just please be advised. And YouTube, this is all for educational purposes, so please do not hate on this video. So let's roll that shit.
This viewer warning, what you're about to see is incredibly graphic, but take a look at this horrific video. Earlier today, thousands of desperate Afghan citizens fleeing certain death at the hands of the Taliban, now rushing to the tarmac of the airport, trying to cling to a departing C-17 military plane. Some crushed under the wheels planes, and others fell from the plane midair, you know, during its ascent, hoping they might be able to hang on and get out of there. Dozens of others desperately attempting to board any and all commercial planes parked on the runway. At least 7 people died in the chaos. And tonight, as we speak, there are approximately 10,000 Americans that are still at Kabul's international airport, desperately attempting to flee the country. Joe, what are you doing?
Now, my one buddy, his dad is a far left. He sees nothing but whatever they say it should be, you know what I mean? And, alright, so I had to add this in because I kind of fucking forgot to add the details into that part of the video. But what I was getting at with my boy's dad is that I don't know where or what news place was saying this, but his dad listens nothing but to CNN, and he swears up and down that these people that was clinging to the plane for dear life, trying to basically, like they was trying to jump and hold on to the plane, and basically thinking that they're gonna hold on to this plane the whole flight until it lands. Little do they realize that before that plane can take off and actually get up into the air, it has to be doing like 100 miles an hour or some shit like that. And once it's up in the air, it's going to be a few hundred miles an hour, at least close to 200 miles an hour. So anybody in their right mind going to realize, like, you can't hold on to it. Like they was trying to treat it like it was some fucking bus or train. But the point of this is that my boy's dad literally thinks and was told by some fucking news place, which I take it that it was CNN, is saying that they was getting onto the plane to jump off to safety. Yeah, you're really gonna get to safety by straggling onto a plane that hasn't even barely left the airport and jump off of it. Yeah, that's not even out of the country yet. So where would that even make any sense? I mean, like, some of these lefties, Democrats, are just so fucking brain dead that they're helping destroy this country. They have no brain of their own, but they find one place that they trust, and they listen to it as if it's as the word of God or something. And it's sad, it's pathetic, but it's exactly what the Democrats wanted, you know? They want you to be brain dead zombies to just believe all the utterly bullshit that comes out of their mouths. Nobody in their right mind would fucking hang on to a plane just to jump off of it a mile down the runway, you know, or right outside of the fucking airport to then jump off of it. No, they wasn't jumping off. They couldn't fucking hold on any longer. And they didn't realize that it was not impossible. I mean, it's stupid that anyone would even think that. But yet, wants to say it's Trump's fault. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. They don't have to have no shred of evidence or nothing. His fucking masters say that it's Trump's fault, so therefore it's Trump's fault. Funny for a person that hates fucking white peoples with a white person, and then fucking listens to an old senile white person as he eats up all of their bullshit. It's sickening, and it's so pathetic. And he wants to try to drag his own fucking son down with him too. And it's like, if your dad wants to go on a suicide mission, fucking let him. Don't fucking let him take you with him. Like, these people are so fucking dumb that they would drink the punch if you told them, you know? They would. They would. That's how ignorant these fucking people are. But continue back with the
6,000 U.S. soldiers now are in the process of re-entering Afghanistan, taken over by the Taliban, to try to now secure the airport to try and save Americans. Without a doubt, a complete, total failure of leadership, planning, and execution. And true to form, as the disaster unfolded over the weekend, Joe Biden was nowhere to be found. Aside from this bizarre photo showing Joe all alone at Camp David, crouching over an empty table during a Zoom call, and we got nothing from Biden all weekend while this was unfolding in real time.
Had to add another patch note in. Yeah, of course they're just going to not say anything and put a picture of Joe all alone at that big old table, acting like, oh, I don't know what to do. Even if that table was full, he'd still look the same way, honestly. With 1,000 people taking control, he'd still look that fucking way. It's pathetic. They're frauds. Wake up, people. The biggest frauds of them all. They tried to round somebody up with a bunch of bullshit that in reality they're the ones that committed these treasonous acts. But no, somehow they twist the shit around and get Trump fucking harassed and spied on and accused of these allegations for the shit that they did, not him, which I don't even get how that is. But I guess I'm kind of going through somewhat of the same shit with a fucking neighbor down the fucking street, you know? I fucking try to fucking put charges on his ass. They throw them out. 2 months later, he's got 3 fucking criminal charges racked up on me. Doesn't got no evidence, just had his fucking voice. I'm the one that has evidence, yet nothing's gonna be done to him. And hopefully after I clear my name, then his shit can be done to him, you know? It's bullshit. This system is a failure, and fuck it. We all need to arm up, banish the fucking police, and protect ourselves. Because the system is corrupt.
His press secretary wasn't available to circle back on anything. Jen Psaki, she was on vacation. If you wrote her, you got an auto reply from her email account reading, I will be out of the office from August the 15th to August the 22nd. Hope you're having a great vacation. The Vice President, Kamala Harris, was also MIA. But today, well, finally, Joe Biden comes out of hiding for a very brief, scripted speech by his staff before headed back to vacation, where he blamed everyone for this catastrophe but himself, but says the buck stops with him. But I blame him, and him. Take a look.
There is no way you can blame this on Trump. Just because Joe Biden ended something that Trump's created or changed does not make it by default his fault. If you want to go that route, then Joe, it's yours and Obama's fault, because you fucking changed up shit how many years before Trump? Or better yet, let's just blame it on Bush. You know, I mean, his dumbass goes and sells nuclear missile plans to Jamaica for mangoes. That's when I gave up hope for the fucking Bush family. And I still consider myself a conservative. And I was a Republican then, and I still fucking hated Bush. How ironic that they say this isn't going to happen over the weekend, but then it happens over the weekend. No, it couldn't have possibly have been that Joe's really working with the terrorists, kept them completely informed on exactly what they was doing step by step. If somebody had that kind of pre-planning or was informed early enough, yeah, it's possible that 75,000 people could go in and take over this shit in a matter of 3 days. Or 2, I mean. But they would not have been able to do that without somebody telling them what was going on. And I mean, come on now. They're on vacation when they're gonna pull out, because they knew all this shit was gonna happen, so they had to be at vacation so they could pre-plan on what to come back with to fight all these accusations, right? And I have to make a note. Does Jen Psaki's shit really say I'm gonna be out for vacation, and I hope you have a good vacation? Just because you're on vacation, bitch, don't mean that we're all on fucking vacation. The fuck? Did all of America go on vacation so we could fucking let them take over the shit again after 15 fucking years in a weekend? In a fucking weekend? This man should not be president. Jen Psaki should not be in the fucking White House. Nancy Pelosi should not be in the fucking White House. And fucking Kamala Harris should not be in the fucking White House. AOC should not have any fucking say on shit. Like, the movie Idiocracy, if you've not watched it, you should really watch that shit, because this is exactly what's gonna happen to life, you know? The idiots have outnumbered the people with brains, so therefore we're supposed to just fucking do the dumbest shit possible to please the majority of the people, just because they're dumb. So we're supposed to fucking go dumb too. Just like this dumbass wanting to fucking get rid of school and shit. I can only imagine what the fucking doctors and shit will be like here in a fucking year or so. Oh, I want to be a doctor. Alright, you're a doctor. But what about schooling? You wanted to be a doctor? You're a doctor. I guarantee you that's how they're gonna fucking push this shit.
Look.
When I came into office, I inherited a deal that President Trump negotiated with the Taliban. The choice I had to make as your president was either to follow through on that agreement or be prepared to go back to fighting the Taliban. So what's happened?
You negotiated a deal that President Trump had negotiated after Joe Biden had negotiated. So if you really want to fucking make that shit crumble down the line, well, Trump wasn't the first one that started this shit. So let's either move to blame Obama or Bush. You know, I've been saying since the beginning, even before fucking Obama was president, that they had pictures in the tabloids of him over in the Middle East, dressed in their attire as a child. You know, he couldn't have been any more than 12 years old in this photo. He was born and raised over there. He is not from Jamaica. He is not from America. His father is not black and his mother was not white. And they had even did some DNA testing and shit and proved that the lady that he claimed to be his mother was not his mother. And from that day forward, we've been supporting the same terrorists that we've been fighting since 9/11. Why else would why else would Obama create that funds of billions of dollars that are supposed to be given from America to the Middle East to the Taliban of all? You know, and now we have Joe saying under certain circumstances, you know, that will totally support the Taliban being the new military in the Middle East, the new government of the Middle East. The exact thing that we've been fighting for almost 2 decades now, to make sure it did not happen, they're gonna fucking enact in under a month. 2 decades worth of shit just destroyed in not even 1% of the time. That doesn't make any sense, Joe, to follow through with what Trump was doing or go back to war with the Taliban. How does that sound any different of the two options? Wasn't that what Trump already had done? Was we was still at war with them? So we either follow through with the war plan or we go back to war with them. Do you see where I'm getting at, people? Where the fuck does he think that makes any fucking sense at all? They both mean the same fucking thing.
Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometime without trying to fight.
Okay, but also 300,000 men do not surrender to 75,000 without an order from above. There is no way 300,000 men surrendered willingly without orders from above, orders from superiors. The shit don't add up, Joe. The shit don't add up. You know? Y'all basically gave our allies to the wolves, and you wonder why they fucking ran off and shit. The bigger people over there fucking ran off, the ones that had money. Yeah, because their allies started funding their enemies and defunding them. Joe, didn't you say, let's fund the Taliban and defund the Iron Dome? The Iron Dome that literally shoots missile projectiles to intercept incoming missiles. Not to fucking kill people, to intercept incoming missiles that are already coming in to kill innocent fucking people. You have turned your back on our allies, Joe. And you're going to do it to fucking Taiwan and the rest. And we need to do something about this, people. We need to get these people out of office. Whether we do it the fucking nice way or the hard way. Right now, the nice way is not gonna fucking be quick enough. This motherfucker is going to have all of our allies killed. And then we're gonna be fighting all by ourselves in the fucking next, which will probably be the fucking Third World War. Only factor is, it'll be the United States against the whole fucking world then. Because you're gonna fucking turn all our allies against us. And what do fucking survive, they're gonna fucking go in with fucking our enemies. And they're gonna come after us after that. They didn't care to mention to you that the Taliban had that whole fucking airport surrounded. And basically, if they don't get them out of that airport, the Taliban's going to kill them all. Because they're not going to be able to just go back home and do their normal lives. Everybody that's at that fucking airport is counted as American allies, and they will fucking execute every last one of them. Thanks, Joe. Thanks.
Sometime without trying to fight. I know there are concerns.
Of course they didn't try to fight, Joe, because you had their fucking commanders fucking tell them to stand down. That's why they didn't fight, Joe. You fucking moron. You brain dead fucking fucktard. Worst fucking president in history. In history. Not only in the United States history, in the fucking planet history.
I know there are concerns about why we did not begin evacuating Afghan civilians sooner. Part of the answer is some of the Afghans did not want to leave earlier.
You didn't start evacuating Afghan civilians sooner because you're feeding them to the fucking wolves, and we should do the exact shit to you. Oh, they did not want to leave earlier. No, Joe. You just wanted them to wait for you to take as long as you fucking needed, because every 10 minutes you gotta take a 30 fucking minute break. Is that right? Because you get so winded quickly.
I am President of the United States of America.
And Joe, you ain't my president. You never was, and you never will be.
Buck stops with me.
And what do you think that he meant by the buck stops with me? Is that him basically saying that all of the U.S. currency is going to be destroyed because of him? Or better yet, is all paper money going to be destroyed because of you? Because you want to fucking push this mark of the beast just in another fucking form. You think that if you try to say it's a virus and that it's a vaccine that will all just fucking take the mark of the beast? And now you're trying to come out and say that you got some fucking RFID chip that they can implant under the fucking skin that can tell you when you're around a fucking COVID-19 person or some fucking bullshit like that. Your vaccine didn't fucking work. I highly doubt your RFID chip's gonna do what you say it's gonna fucking do. No doubt it's gonna fucking track us. No doubt it's probably gonna have something that you could probably fucking release into our bloodstream just to fucking kill us. Now YouTube, this is not me saying that this is exactly what's going to happen, but this is the what ifs. Because this shit could happen. The government could create shit that could do shit that I'm thinking of. I mean, we are in the 21st fucking century. Science is going a long way, and they think that if they fucking have big, gawky fucking machines to control the fucking Earth's atmosphere, that this makes them fucking gods. But it doesn't. And it never will be. Because a god doesn't need something bigger than him to be able to create his magic. It just takes a god, snap of a finger, and his will be done.
But I blame everybody else. And by the way, did he have any problem overturning, let's see, President Trump's secure border wall, stay in Mexico? Did he stop building the wall? Trump that stopped catch and release now is Joe Biden's process and release in the middle of a pandemic without vaccine passports, vaccine mandates, mask mandates, and just send people all over the country. Same with energy independence. Yeah, he took us away from that too. Has no problem changing policies on everything.
I mean, speaking on mask mandates, how do you dumb little fucks feel that went and got your vaccines now? And now society is yet again trying to tell you gotta wear your masks. They call y'all super spreaders and say that it's because of us not getting our vaccines of why the unvaccinated's getting so sick. Well, if the shit's gonna turn me into a super spreader, why would I want to take that vaccine? That would mean that it's made it worse. If I take a vaccine that then turns me into a super spreader of that virus, that has worsened the cause, not bettered it. And I'm pretty good with science, Joe. I was an A and B student in school. So I guess my science is wrong. listen to the science, but our science only. Anyone else's is wrong. Get real, Joe. Really wake the fuck up, people. Because just because you're helping them fucking push all this shit, when they have no use for you, when you are no longer needed, they will throw you under the bus right along with us, the same way you helped them destroy us. Once they have no use for you, you will be garbage to them as we are to you.
To recap, Biden blamed the Afghan people, the Afghan military, the Afghan president, the Afghan government, and President Trump when all else fails, because laughably claiming that the buck stops with him. Pretty spineless and pretty cowardly. And of course, Biden took zero questions following those remarks. I'm sure he was too exhausted, too much work. Spent a whole 20 minutes and immediately returned to his vacation at Camp David for more R&R and ice cream with sprinkles on it. But let's be honest, this speech would not have happened today if not for the immense blowback from pretty much anyone with half a brain. Even Joe's protectors and the media mob could not ignore the full disaster that this is.
You can't blame anybody but yourself, Joe. It was you that made the call to pull people out. I mean, it's the Democratic Party that thinks that just because there's a piece of paper that has some fucking scribbling on it, that's going to enforce the shit. No, you need muscle to enforce rules and laws. Just because they're wrote down on a fucking paper doesn't mean shit. They're not going to enforce themselves. And what's the fucking point of having a military if you're not going to use the military? You can't use them in this country, Joe, so you might as well keep them overseas. Doing right. Not trying to bring them back home just to fucking enforce some type of dictator martial law that you want to. Oh, and remember this, Joe. If you destroy all of our ally partnerships, all that shit that Obama brought in here for the UN, who's going to enforce martial law then? Because you can't use American soldiers on this soil to do that. And the National Guard ain't big enough. I can promise you that. But speaking of being at fault, at most that you can blame, Joe, is maybe the army over there that you guys was training and shit. You know, maybe they're leaders. You know, now if they did really forfeit without direct orders, then yeah, that would be a big part of their fault then. For sure, that would be a major doing of at fault, you know. But I guarantee you that it wasn't that. But they did say something that the Army did not want to fight without the support of the U.S. Which, as far as I see it, I mean, the U.S. was still going to fund them with the equipment they needed. They just didn't want to put the people out. But that's what soldiers are for, though. That's what they signed up to do. They didn't sign up to just get paid to sit on their ass at home. But let's get back onto this shit. Continue, Hannity.
Take a look.
How does the Biden administration miscalculate this intelligence so gravely?
This is a fiasco. This is, a big part of life is execution or implementation, and this is just malpractice. This has just been a fiasco by any and every measure.
This is not just about the overall idea of leaving Afghanistan. This is about leaving hastily and ineptly. Secretary Blinken, how did President Biden get this so wrong?
But Joe Biden is going to be the face of the failure of the withdrawal.
Friends and foes alike are calling this withdrawal a fiasco, a debacle, and it is one that apparently the administration did not fully appreciate or see coming.
There's no question the White House was wrong about the length of time they had, wrong about the strength of the Afghan military, wrong about the reach of the Taliban.
In so many ways, this is completely on President Biden. And
to sum up, Joe Biden did everything wrong. Remember, just 1 month ago, Biden was assuring us that a Taliban takeover was not inevitable at all because they had such a strong army and they had an air force and everything, and there was 300,000 well-trained, some of the best trained soldiers in the entire world, and only 75,000 Taliban. No, that's not going to happen. We won't have to be, taking people out in helicopters at the last minute. We won't have people racing out of there. Wrong again.
They did not miscalculate. I don't know how I can get that through to people, is they did not miscalculate. Them trying to say they miscalculated is the war strategy of disinformation, to lie to us. Everything they have said is not going to happen, happens. They're not trying to miscalculate anything. They're completely misinforming us, telling us that, oh no, everything's good, when it's not. Oh, this ain't gonna happen, but it is. It's going on probably as they say it's not. This is the biggest war strategy ever, and it's the biggest thing that communists use to try to keep their own fucking citizens in line, is disinformation, propaganda, nothing but lie to the citizens, lie to the population, because they think that, in their minds, they think that, oh, this is a matter of life and death and national security, and the biggest thing we need to do right now is to keep everybody calm. Keep everybody calm so we can continue doing what we're doing and just fucking play riot control. The biggest thing to divide us is that the Democrat Party wants to start that shit where, oh, if you're a Republican, you're racist. You're racist. Matter of fact, the Republican Party was the first fucking party to be formed, and it was started by black people. Back in the day, we used to be considered as the in-lovers because of the party that we was in. I'm no longer part of the Republican Party. I am independent. Because I'm tired of watching all of these pussies on both sides just cry and whine and bitch about shit, thinking that that's gonna fucking fix things. Crying, whining, and bitching ain't fighting. It's time to take up the fucking Second Amendment. That's the only way we're gonna fight. And that's why so desperately he wants to fucking try to fucking disarm his own fucking people. Oh, I'll nuke ya. Yeah, go on and nuke us, Joe. See where that fucking gets you. Your family will die in a bunker because you ain't gonna be able to fucking keep people alive that long in a bunker. It's improbable that nothing will break. It's improbable that you'll be able to continuously fix things or have the manpower in there to fix everything for the next 100 and some years, 200 fucking years, until the toxic level fucking drops to a fucking livable rate. You would be bunker babies for the next 200 years, and I guarantee you, no one would survive that long in a bunker. You would eventually either run out of supplies, shit would break, and you would starve and die. But no, that's why fucking Obama got rid of the two guys that was originally in charge of the nuclear missiles for this country, because as soon as he got in, he had them take a test. And guess what? They got fired because they said no to one question. Both guys got fired because they answered no to the same question. And the question asked them, would you release nuclear missiles, nuclear weaponry upon U.S. citizens if ordered to? That's why they fired both of them and put some dipshit that thinks he's a hotshot in there that said he would. So the one guy that's in control of our nuclear missiles now is willing to fucking hit the suicide button to kill us all, even himself. Because if anybody in our government chose to do that shit, that's basically them committing suicide too. Because they're not gonna survive it. And it's like, oh, if I can't have it my way, then you ain't gonna have it either. If I can't have it, then you can't have it. Type mentality. That's some childish fucking bullshit. That's some real childish bullshit. But no, you dummies wanted to let this motherfucker in. No, you dummies want to listen to everything that that comes out of their fucking mouths like it's fucking nutritious. Like you're some fucking starving little fucking fuckers just fucking eating it all up. And it's sickening. You're fucking sick. I refuse to be a sheep to any man. And I'll be damned if I'm going to go down because of your fucking decisions. I'm going out of this world my fucking way, not yours. And I hope I hope and I know that there's fucking many behind me that feel the same way. But we can't let these fucking people destroy this shit. Because not only are they going to destroy this country, they are going to destroy the whole fucking world. This is the beginning of the NWO people, the New World Order. This is them trying to get shit into their vision. We cannot let that continue. He wasn't wrong, people. He lied to us. He lied to you most of all. He didn't lie to me, because I didn't believe the shit. Joe Biden is nothing but a fuck up. He barely passed school. And I guarantee you that his fucking daddy probably paid just to get him to pass it, second from the last of his class. I mean, he was at second from the last of his class all throughout fucking grade school, all throughout fucking high school, all throughout college. This man barely fucking passed anything. Just as he cheated fucking school, he cheated the you-know-what, because I can't say it because of YouTube. Because disinformation, again, okay, how that works is they turn what's real and say that that's all lies, and say that the lies is what's real, basically. That's how fucking disinformation works. They totally flip shit up on its fucking back. And that's all this person has been doing to you from the beginning, is lying his ass off. And they're not even that good. And I don't even see how anybody fucking listens to any of this shit. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see through this fucker. How can you be so arrogant to believe any of this shit? I mean, it's amazing that anybody, like, even, especially people with fucking degrees and shit, to even believe this asshole. I mean, my God. I've had fucking girlfriends that lie fucking better than this fucker.
It's Is a Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable. There's going to be no circumstance where you see people being lifted off the roof of an embassy of the United States from Afghanistan.
300,000 well-equipped, and they have an air force, I mean, as good as any military on the face of the earth. The exact opposite happened, Joe. These are the images of people being lifted off the roof of our embassy over the weekend. When you said it wouldn't happen, yeah, you're Saigon, you're Bay of Pigs, and it gets worse. In June, Biden's Secretary of State, this guy's a total idiot, Tony Blinken, the guy that sucked up to China and took lectures on human rights from them, as the Chinese are now threatening our military bases day in and day out. They don't say a word. Well, he proclaimed that a quick Taliban takeover was not possible. Yes, it was. Don't we know that now?
Okay, I don't get that. How are you going to take human rights classes from China? The same country that fucking will, like, say if your wife is pregnant with a second child, okay? If you don't go and just get an abortion or some shit, alright? They will come to your house, say, even in the middle of the night, drag your wife to the hospital, kicking, screaming, all that shit, just as you've seen them dragging them people out for COVID, okay? Throwing them off into a van, and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen to them, alright? They would do that to a pregnant lady and drag her to the hospital, force her to have a fucking miscarriage, or a fucking abortion, whatever you want to call it. This is the same people that imprison what they call Uyghurs because of their religion and arrests them and executes them, sells off their organs. This is the same people that treated black people like dogs at the beginning of this pandemic, trying to act as if it was their fault or some shit. China knows nothing about human rights. They know how to break them. They don't know how to... They don't know how to not break them, basically. You know what I mean? Why would anybody in their right minds try to learn anything about human rights from people that don't even know how to give people human rights? Kind of funny. Not.
One, we're not withdrawing. We're staying. The embassy's staying. Our programs are staying. And whatever happens in Afghanistan, if there is a significant deterioration in security, that could well happen. We've discussed this before. I don't think it's going to be something that happens from a Friday to a Monday. So I wouldn't necessarily equate the departure of our forces in July, August, or by early September with some kind of immediate deterioration.
One, we're staying. We're not withdrawing. Two, our programs are staying. Our embassy's staying. Our programs are staying. Well, how do you expect your embassy to stay, your programs to stay, if you don't have the manpower, the muscle around to make sure that that shit works how it's supposed to? Yet again, it's these Democrats thinking that just because a piece of paper has some shit on it, that's gonna be how shit runs. Like, yes, God did something like that, But that's in a whole nother fucking ballpark category, what have you. You are man, and your rules do not equate to the same scripture as from God. You cannot put shit on paper and expect it to be. You are not God. You will never be. Get that through your measly fucking pathetic skulls. Just because you're just because you're in the government somewhere or high up power, you know, that is nowhere even close to godlike. Just because you want to enforce shit with penalties and shit upon other people does not make you remotely, even in the smallest speck, closer to fucking being godlike. You ain't worth the fucking scum under his toenail. Not even a fucking one molecule of it. To think you'll ever be God over us. Talk about a fucking gathering of people that will, with fucking pitchforks and fucking torches and shit, yo. Talk about a mob then, yo. Talk about fucking getting overthrown then, yo. Yeah, try to fucking act like you're God, like you're our God. Oh, speaking of human rights too, and godlike shit, yeah, just as fucking North Korea fucking tries to act like he's fucking godlike, China does the fucking same. They think that it's illegal for you to worship any type of religion other than to worship the CCP. To worship the government as if they're God. And that's exactly what the fucking Democratic Party is trying. They're fucking, they're like a fucking mirror of China. Just the beginning. I can see it starting. And they're mirroring China. They're mirroring North Korea. Good going for voting for this fuck. You've destroyed this fucking world. Oh, if deterioration happens, I don't see it being something that happens from Friday to a Monday. But that's exactly what fucking happened. The fuck? They think just because they tell us shit that we're not gonna fucking, that we're not gonna find out that you lied? For fuck's sake, we already know that the fucking CIA took out fucking JFK, and why the fuck are they even still a fucking agency? Everybody should have fucking been fucking put to death in that fucking place for fucking coming to find out that they killed a fucking US president. If one of us fucking killed a US president, we'd be fucking on the death penalty and shit. So why ain't they? Their heads need to be on the chopping block just as well as ours do.
Number one, you lied. Number two, people will die. Number three, you armed the Taliban, and you need to be fired. Number four. Again, the exact opposite happened. Now, many are calling Biden's ill-planned retreat worse than Saigon. The Biden administration is actually begging the Taliban, please, terrorists, please allow Americans to safely leave the country. 2 decades after 9/11. Make no mistake, this is about so much more than just Afghanistan. The world is watching. Our allies and enemies alike, they are witnessing Joe Biden's pathetic weakness on the world stage. It is humiliating and embarrassing for this country.
Yeah, I can only imagine seeing them begging the Taliban, please let Americans go, please let Americans fly out of there, you know, and then be like, okay, let them fucking fly, you know, as soon as the ship fucking get airborne, one of them motherfuckers pop out a fucking RPG and blow that shit up. And that's what fucking pansies like them, begging and pleading like that, fucking do deserve, honestly. And know what? And if anybody does die, it's all fucking Joe Biden's fault. It's not fucking Trump.
About so much more than Joe.
we ain't gonna continue to watch very much longer. And if you feel the way I feel, we need to stand and stand fast. We need to fight and take this country back. ASAP. We can't continue to sit by and watch this shit unfold. Left to this motherfucker and doing stupid shit like that, we will just watch this fucking country and world be destroyed. We ain't gonna have lives if that happens. And if we do survive, life is gonna be very, very fucking hard and complicated to survive. And if you don't want a super struggle like that, we need to fucking take this country before they destroy this shit. We need to take this country before they destroy all of our fucking allies. No one is scared of this president. Besides maybe some fucking people out of the U.S. But no other country fears this old fart. And they have every right not to. That's why they wanted him in there. To have somebody to fucking just be a pushover. Thinking that that's gonna fucking be a positive thing for this country. Yeah, let's fucking get somebody in there that's not gonna fucking focus on our own country and focus on helping people before we can even fucking fix the shit. Like, how do you fucking think that we can fucking fix the world's problems when we have problems of our own? We need to figure our own shit out before we help everyone else. That's not being selfish. That's not being racist. That's being fucking reasonable and trying to... You gotta be self-sufficient before you can help others. I mean, that should be... I don't even know what the fuck you call that. But I hope you understand what I'm getting at.
Embarrassing with this country. Now one of China's top newspapers, they're predicting that America will abandon Taiwan, just like they did in Afghanistan, and now openly planning a total reunification. Now one of China's top newspapers, they're predicting that America will abandon Taiwan, just like they did Afghanistan, and now openly planning a total reunification. Let me interpret that for you, Joe. That means a takeover of Taiwan. And meanwhile, Russia doesn't fear us either with all their cyber attacks. They don't respect us as well. And they're now supplying all the energy for all our Western European allies because you let it happen and you granted him a waiver while simultaneously firing American Keystone XL pipeline workers. Great job, Joe.
See, China is now basically trying to put in the tabloids that America's gonna fucking not have their backs, you know. That's that disinformation bullshit. We need to get this president out of there, or we're doomed.
And after Joe gifted them with a new pipeline, well, the U.S. has now endured a never-ending stream of Russian cyber attacks.
Like, I don't get this, but did this motherfucker really, like, if I think, I don't know if I'm right on this part or not, but did this motherfucker really shut down this pipeline that would have been for us and sign some contract to give Russia access to the oil that comes out of that? The fuck? The fuck, Joe?
In Iran, we have the mullahs now continuing to enrich uranium at an accelerated pace. And of course, Joe had the South Koreans give Iran $7 billion, even after Joe attempted to bribe them with more international currency. In Afghanistan, we now have al-Qaeda's safe haven is back. Biden steadily destroying America's standing on the world stage. And now Americans everywhere are less safe and less secure as they plot, plan, and scheme their next 9/11 attack on America. In his book, Obama's Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates wrote that Biden had been wrong on nearly every single major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Remember, he didn't want to take out bin Laden. And according to Politico, Biden's former boss, President Obama, even expressed a similar level of concern, telling a fellow Democrat, quote, "Don't underestimate Joe's ability to bleep things up." This is the difference, by the way, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. For all the snowflakes out there that got they got the vapors every time Donald Trump set out a mean tweet and everything. Well, they feared Trump. The world feared Trump. When Donald Trump gave a threat, they believed him. Biden, they know, is weak and not running the show. The world sees it. They're not influenced by America's media mob and propaganda outlets. America and the world deserves better. The world needs a strong America. Sadly, under our Biden, I fear this is only the beginning and it's only going to get worse. We interpret that for you, Joe. That means a takeover of Taiwan. And meanwhile, Russia doesn't fear us either with all their cyber attacks. They don't respect us as well. And they're now supplying all the energy for all our Western European allies because you let it happen and you granted him a waiver while simultaneously firing American Keystone XL pipeline workers. Great job, Joe. And after Joe gifted them with a new pipeline, well, the U.S. has now endured a never-ending stream of Russian cyber. In Iran, we have the mullahs now continuing to enrich uranium at an accelerated pace. And of course, Joe had the South Koreans give Iran $7 billion, even after Joe attempted to bribe them with more international currency. In Afghanistan, we now have al-Qaeda's safe haven is back. Biden steadily destroying America's standing on the world stage. And now Americans everywhere are less safe and less secure as they plot, plan, and scheme their next 9/11 attack on America. In his book, Obama's Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates wrote that Biden had been wrong on nearly every single major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Remember, he didn't want to take out bin Laden. And according to Politico, Biden's former boss, President Obama, even expressed a similar level of concern, telling a fellow Democrat, quote, "Don't underestimate Joe's ability to bleep things up." This is the difference, by the way.
Funny. Don't underestimate how Joe can. Funny. Barack Obama states, "Don't underestimate Joe's ability to fuck things up." And he's been wrong on every foreign policy since he has been a career politician. Funny how a politician stays a politician. They never use his ideas because they're fucking whack and garbage. But yet, you keep your fucking high-paid job so you can get your $1 million houses and all the cars that you could want. Funny. Funny how this man has been fucking protected all of his natural-born fucking life. I wish that a job would actually protect my shit with me being a complete fuck-up. Because I tend to only get fired because I'm one of the people that go above and beyond on my job and then get fired when I have any complaints. But funny how this society just fucking protects all these dumbasses. It's a wonder they haven't bankrupted themselves or destroyed themselves yet because of protecting dummies like this. The fuck is wrong with America? This type of shit makes me hate being here. But honestly, if we don't fix the shit here, there is no other place that's better than this fucked up place. Anywhere else is even worse. We need to take this country back. We need to do it now. Before it is too fucking late. Wake up, people. Wake the fuck up. And not with that woke ass shit either.
A national security issue over the past 4 decades. Remember, he didn't want to take out bin Laden. And according to Politico, Biden's former boss, President Obama, even expressed a similar level of concern, telling a fellow Democrat, quote, "Don't underestimate Joe's ability to bleep things up." This is the difference, by the way, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. All the snowflakes out there that got they got the vapors every time Donald Trump set out a mean tweet and everything. Well, they feared Trump. The world feared Trump. When Donald Trump gave a threat, they believed him. Biden, they know, is weak and not running the show. The world sees it. They're not influenced by America's media mob and propaganda outlets. America and the world deserves better. The world needs a strong America. Sadly, under our Biden, I fear this is only the beginning and it's only going to get worse.
Yes, this world needs a strong America. This America needs a strong president. And God forbid you little snowflake pansy sissies out there. Oh, he posted mean tweets. But we're better with a president that's gonna just fucking destroy this world. Yeah, that's really fucking logical thinking, people. Oh, we gotta get rid of somebody that may offend people. But destroying life as we know it is so much goddamn better, huh? Please, somebody, how is somebody that's going to fuck everything up so much better than a mean tweeting president? It's because of idiots like you that think like that that's fucking this world up. And what happened to Darwinism? Oh wait, that's right, this fucking government protects all you fucking dummies, so life can't just naturally fucking take you out, right? But that's gonna be about it for me. It's already a shame that I had to fucking re-record all this because I was damn near done my video and something corrupted and I lost everything out of my shit. And I'm working with fucking iMovie off of a iPhone 12. So, but that's gonna be about it for me. Hope you guys enjoy the show. And please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button, and please also hit the bell notification so you know when I post future videos. Until next time, I'm your boy Fat Mike, signing